I'm Kevin Roberts. I'm the author of Cyber Junkie, Escape the Gaming and Internet Trap. I'm also a recovering video game addict. I played 14,000 hours of real-time strategy games over 10 years, and I run recovery groups for people who have that same problem. Today we're going to be discussing specifically the Xbox, but really it could be any cyber amusement, whether it's your smartphone, computer, internet, or a variety of video games. So the question is, if you have a problem and you want to get unaddicted from the Xbox, what are the steps to go about? Well, today we're going to discuss 5 major steps that you should consider. Step 1 is get help and support, because if you truly are addicted and you have not been successful getting yourself to cut down on your own, you probably have another serious issue going on underneath. Perhaps see a psychologist, perhaps get some support from friends or family. Don't do this alone. The second step is, once you're ready and serious to make some changes, you got to come up with a plan. You've been spending a lot of time on the Xbox or the computer or the internet, and now if you're thinking of cutting back, what are you going to do instead? If you start this process without brainstorming some fun and interesting activities you're going to do instead of playing Xbox, you will not succeed, because you're just going to sit around bored and you're going to think about the games all the time. So make sure you have a plan about how you're going to fill your time. Step 3, pick up at least one friend or relative, somebody you're close to and you trust, to check in with every day, somebody that you can check in with about your emotional state, your success in avoiding the game and staying away from the game, or whatever your cyber behavior happens to be. You got to have somebody who's your go-to guy. It can be very useful if it's somebody who sees through your lies or your BS. Very important step. Step 4, for a time you may need to store your Xbox or smartphone or computer at somebody else's house, because if it's in the house and you're thinking about playing all the time, it may not work. So think about temporarily getting rid of the system or the computer or the smartphone. But remember, in today's society, we need to use a computer. We need to have access to the internet for most jobs and even to keep in touch with people. So you're going to have to learn to live with these devices. So at some point, you're going to have to get used to that. Finally, step 5, brainstorm your goals. What kind of life do you want for yourself? How has your excessive cyber behavior, whether it's Xbox, computer, other video games, smartphone, how has that prevented you from achieving your goals? Write down what your goals are, the kind of life you want. Print out several copies of this. Put one in your bathroom. Put one in your bedroom. Put one in the kitchen. Put one in your car. Put one at your desk at work. Constantly remind yourself about your goals, because focusing and refocusing on your goals will help to fuel your motivation and ensure that you do succeed. These are the initial basic steps. Do not shortcut any of them, and make sure that you have a support team in place. Don't try to do this on your own. The good news is that if you stick with it, you're going to have a much richer and more fulfilling life awaiting you. Heck, after I stopped, I started having books published. I'm Kevin Roberts, recovering video game addict. If I can do it, you can too. Thanks for watching.